Today we are beginning Unit 1, Equations. This is Introduction to Basic Algebra, and we have 7 lessons in this unit. Now, 4 of these lessons are simple techniques that you may already know that we're going to review because you'll need to use them in lessons 1.3, 1.5, and 1.7 when you're solving algebraic equations. Today, Lesson 1.1, Real Numbers and the Number Line. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to simplify radicals, compare real numbers, graph them on a number line, and classify real numbers. So let's look at a first example of what you may be asked to do on your homework. It says place the numbers in order on the number line. Then classify each number as real or imaginary, rational or irrational, an integer, whole, or natural number. We are given the numbers square root of 64 over 4, square root of 24 over 3, negative 12 over 8, 10 over 40, and negative 8 over 12. Now, in order to compare numbers, they all have to be in the same format. We have some radicals here, we have fractions. In order to compare fractions, they all have to have the same denominator. So I'm going to choose instead to change them all into decimals. Let's start by simplifying a radical. Let's simplify the radical square root of 64 over 4. Now, when we have a fraction under a radical, we have several options of what we can do with it. In this case, I am going to choose to place them under separate radical signs. So we have the square root of 64 over the square root of 4. These two things are completely equal because in this situation, the whole fraction was under the radical bar. Now I know the square root of 64, and that is 8. And I also know the square root of 4, that is 2. Now I just have a fraction to simplify. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And I have simplified that radical. Now the next number we're asked to simplify is the square root of 24 over 3. Now when in this case, both numbers in the fraction are under the radical sign, but I can't take the square root of 24 and get an integer. I can't take the square root of 3 and get an integer. In this case, I want to reduce that fraction under the radical sign, which gives me the square root of 8. Now I can take the square root of 9, I can take the square root of 4, but I can't take the square root of 8 and get an integer. So what I am going to do is estimate. Where is the square root of 8? What is it close to? Well, I know the square root of 4, that's 2. And I know the square root of 9, that's 3. So square root of 8 is in between here somewhere. So I can add square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 8. Square root of 8 is closer to 3 than it is to 2, right? And if I'd like to help me estimate, I can kind of divide this right in half. And I know 2.5 is here. So I can kind of guess this might be too close, approximately 2.2. This might be somewhere around approximately 2.4. This is approximately 2.6. And this is approximately 2.8. So I have an estimate. I have the square root of 8, and I can estimate that in my head it's somewhere around 2.8. Now let's move on. The next 3 numbers we have to simplify are fractions, negative 12/8, 10 over 40, and negative 8 over 12. In order to simplify these fractions, we just do basic math that we already know. So negative 12 over 8, we know we can reduce them both by 2 because they're even. We could also reduce them by 4. They're both divisible by 4, so we can divide top and bottom by 4. We have negative 3 over 2. And again, if I want that in a decimal, that's negative 1.5. Our next fraction is 10 over 40. Top and bottom are both divisible by 10, which gives me 1 over 4. And that's the decimal 0.25. And then I have the fraction negative 8/12. If you didn't know that it was divisible by 4 top and bottom, you can divide top and bottom by 2 because they're both even. you get negative 4 over 6. And then you can see because these are even, you can divide top and bottom by 2 again. And then we get negative 2 over 3, which you see is just the reciprocal of what we had before. But this is the repeating decimal. Let's slide this over. Negative 0.6 repeating. So now we have changed all of our numbers into fraction. We've converted all of our numbers to decimals so we can put them on our number line. We said this was 4. This was the square root of 8, which we said is approximately somewhere around 2.8. Negative 1.5, this is 0.25, and this is negative 0.6 repeating. So let's go ahead and put these on our number line. Our number line is made up of integers, positive and negative. And let's put each of these on here. Let's start with 4. That's here. 2.8 we said was really close to 3. We're approximating it. And we had negative 1.5. We had 0.25. And negative 0.6 repeating. So there are all of our numbers on the number line. Now, instead of putting the numbers on the number line, they might ask us just to compare two numbers. And the symbols that we use in mathematics and algebra when comparing numbers are less than and greater than symbols. So let's take a quick review of this. Our first symbol is the less than symbol. It's pointing at the first number. We can use A and B. It's pointing at the A, meaning A is less than B. So for an example would be 2 is less than 10. Okay, now our next symbol is the greater than symbol. It points at the second number, meaning the first one is the bigger number. The first one is greater than the second one. So for example, 100 is greater than 4. Now our next two symbols are combined symbols. They're combining the equal sign with the greater than or less than symbol. So what we get is greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Greater or equal, because you see that solid line means it might be equal. And this one is less than or equal. Let's do a quick example where we compare two numbers. Example 2 says compare square root of 15 and 3 2/5. So again, we have a radical and we have a mixed numeral. In order to compare them, we need to make them in the same format. So I'm going to roughly change them to decimals. Let's start with the square root of 15. Again, we said we had to estimate that. We know it's close on our number line to the square root of 16 and pretty far away from the square root of 9, which would be 3. Square root of 16 is 4. So on our number line, it's a lot closer to 4 than it is to 3. So we can kind of approximately estimate this. It might be around 3.8, 3.9. We're not really sure. We're guessing. But we know it's closer to 4 than the square root of 9. So now let's take a look at 3 2/5. This is a mixed numeral. Let's just change it into an improper fraction. We take 3 times 5, which is 15, add 2, and we get 17/5. Now to change that to a decimal, this is a division problem. 17 divided by 5. So we take our 17 and we divide it by 5. 5 goes into 17 3 times. It's 15. 17 minus 15 is 2. Now we need to add a decimal point and bring down a 0. So 5 goes into 24 times. 0 remaining. So 3 2/5 is actually not approximately, is 3.4. So square root of 15, we said was approximately 3.8. 3 2/5 is 3.4. So if we are comparing these two numbers, we can say that 3 2/5 is less than the square root of 15. Now the last thing we will learn today is classifying our sets of numbers. Our first set is the natural numbers. These are what you learned first as a child. We think of them as our counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The fraction 4/4 represents the number 1. Square root of 9 represents the number 3. Those are all natural numbers. Now we move on, we add 0. When we add 0, we're talking about whole numbers. Now 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you came along further in school, we introduced integers. Integers are both positive and negative. So for example, -2, -100, 25, 10,000, square root of 25. We're including our natural numbers and our whole numbers in our integers. So when we got to integers, basically we just went positive and negative with these nice whole numbers. Our next set is the rational numbers. This includes natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers, but rational numbers now include our fractions and our decimals. So anything that can be expressed as a fraction is a rational number. We think of rational numbers as including all these things, but they are our repeating decimals or our terminating decimals. If we have a non-terminating decimal, then that's an irrational number. A non-terminating decimal going on and on forever. Or not, it's a number that can't be expressed as a fraction. For example, square root of 2, square root of 23. Those are also irrational. When we put our rational and irrational numbers together, we get the set of real numbers. Real numbers are all these things that we're going to talk about in Algebra 1. When you move on to Algebra 2, that's when we introduce the imaginary numbers. So why do we have this set of real numbers? Because it's not the set of imaginary numbers. When we put imaginary and real numbers together, we get the new set called complex numbers. So this will continue to grow for you. So now we can go ahead and classify each of these numbers that we looked at in this original problem. So our original problem asked us to place the numbers on the number line and then classify them. So let's blow this up. Here are our numbers on the number line. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of these. Our first was the square root of 64/4, which we said was 4, and we graphed it over here. That is a real number. It is rational. It is an integer, because it's not a fraction or a decimal. It's also a whole number and a natural number. So the number 4 hit all of our sets that we discussed. The next number we had was the square root of 24/3, which we said was the square root of 8, that we guessed was approximately here at 2.8. That is a radical. So that is an irrational number. It's a real number, but it's irrational. And it is not an integer or whole number or a natural number. Our next number, -12/8, was over here at -1.5. So that is a fraction, which means it's a real number, and it is rational. But it's not an integer because it's a fraction. Same with all the last remaining ones. They're real numbers, and they are rational, but they are not integers. They are decimals and fractions. And that is the end for today.